Welcome to the Shed. I am Lucas Roth, joined alongside by Cole Dutchendorf for some Sub-State Championship basketball. How you doing, Cole?
I'm doing fantastic. Still coming down off of that high from that last game. Halstead barely eking out Heston by 4 in regulation to take home their 3rd consecutive Sub-State Championship.
It was a crazy game, Cole. Heston up by 1 with a minute left, and then 3 consecutive turnovers and inability to box out led to that 5-0 run by the Dragons.
I think it is fair to call what happened sort of a choke. I mean, they had the game in their hands. It was their game to lose, and then they lost it with those turnovers. Ended up being costly, but nonetheless, a very good game overall.
It was a very, very good game.
And
I was psyched for the whole thing.
Hopefully this game can replicate it. We got Heston Swathers taking on the Haven Wildcats.
And it did not disappoint the first time around.
We got to be here for that. It was a 6-point Heston come from behind win after being down, I think they were down 6 at half, actually.
6 at half.
So they were powered by like an 18-2 run or something in the third quarter.
Their shooting in the third quarter was insane.
That's kind of what happened to them last night. They had to go off in the third quarter after being down, or not down, but yeah, at one point down 26-29 against the 4 seed, Saline. Came from behind in another fantastic game that we were there for.
Yeah, that was, bro, our boy Jackson Gebhardt, when he threw it down,
he played very well for them.
That was a good game. Braden Schilling, really the MVP of that game, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But offensively, Bollinger on the defensive.
There's no question that Schilling was the offensive MVP. He could not be stopped after the first quarter.
Yeah, that first quarter, he missed a couple. Then he went on his own 8-0 run.
If the Swathers are going to be hitting like this, they haven't missed in a good long time. Matt missed it after like 20 straight makes, something like that.
Yeah, Swathers, I think they're out for a little trying to avenge the girls' team after what happened to them.
And also, well, we'll get into what I was going to say next. We'll save that for the pregame. Right now, I think we'll get into the promo video, and then we'll get your ads so then we can have the full rest of the time to talk about these two teams.
I know here is kind of loud sometimes. It's been kind of weird here too. But I think you have 8 practices and 7 games, so this should be the exciting time of year. Don't quit working hard, keep getting better. The finish line. Some of you haven't played a long time, you got a couple games in. Now City's got boom, boom, boom. You got 3 games in 2 days. You got next week, maybe 3 more. So stay focused, stay active. Let's finish the year strong. Go!
Great promo video as always. Shout out to Miss Gaston for putting those together, our fearless leader. And shout out to El Cerrito for that lunch after that first game. Very interesting first game. El Cerrito, just a cherry on top. Good stuff. If you haven't been there, free advertisement. El Cerrito is some dang good Mexican food. So Cole is not here right now. It's just me. It's just me at the moment. We're getting ready for the singers. We get to have the opportunity to sing the national anthem once again. Yeah, it's gonna be good. And now Cole is back again. So Cole, what'd you think of that El Cerrito for lunch?
I loved it.
It was so good. Definitely a little bit of a pick-me-up, but it was some good stuff. Should we hop right into our team breakdowns? Or, never mind, Cole's got quick ad break with Duke.
Imprint Shirts, your local clothing business, is your go-to business for all your clothing needs. Locally owned and operated, make sure to contact Imprint Shirts on their website at imprintshirts.com. Citizen State Bank is a proud sponsor of the Swather Sports Network and Swather Sports. We have a dedicated staff to meet all of your deposit, mortgage, and other lending needs. And you can still find free checking without maintenance fees at your hometown bank. Come see us. Member FDIC. AGCO Corporation, the largest employer in Harvey County and a proud supporter of the Hesston Swathers. Our purpose, farmer-focused solutions to sustainably feed our world. Our vision, trusted partner for industry, leading smart farming solutions. El Cerrito, a place for you and your whole family.
Yes.
Come in today and enjoy a hot meal. Everything is fresh and fast, and we have something for everyone. So if you're craving some good Mexican food, swing by El Cerrito in Hesston, Kansas. Let Hendrickson Chiropractic keep you at the top of your game with locations in Hesston and Newton, serving you 6 days a week. We also offer sports physicals, massages, acupuncture, laser, and therapeutic modalities. We have been blessed to serve the community for 25 years and look forward to helping you achieve optimum wellness.
Thank you, as always, to Cole for doing that. I could never do it. Very big mouthful. A lot of words, short amount of time.
Indeed.
Job to you. So should we hop right into our team breakdowns? So for the Haven Wildcats, Haven has had another solid year this year, going 15-5 during the regular season and then winning their first 2 sub-state games, beating Smoky Valley by 18 points and Lions by 11. That Lions game was especially a very strong performance, with Zane Jacquez dropping 20 points and Benaiah Yoder adding 16 of his own, while also playing a very strong defensive game, not allowing the Lions to ever really get going. These two teams met earlier in the season, a game in which Hesston ended up winning by 6 in a very closely contested game. Darby Roper is the head of the offense and is able to score on all levels of the floor, but he plays his best when emphasizing the points of his teammates' game through his court vision and ability to pass the ball. Haven is a team who relies heavily on great play from their shooters on offense and who receive countless dimes from Roper throughout the night. Those shooters include players such as Jacquez, Yoder, in each of whom are able to light it up from deep. On defense, unlike the Swathers, they predominantly play zone and are capable of switching between their 1-3-1, 2-3, and 3-2 zones throughout the course of the basketball game.
And then for the Swathers are definitely an incredible team. They had a little bit of a rough time last night defeating the Southeast of Saline Trojans, as it was the Trojans that held the lead a little bit into the fourth quarter, but the Swathers were able to rally and win behind an impressive offensive performance by junior Braden Schilling. Throughout the course of the season, they have proven time and time again why they are a top-ranked team in the state. They have a very good offense headed by Kason Richardson, with also key role players Nick Arnold and Jackson Humphreys, who are very good at getting downhill and driving towards the basket. However, it is not their offense that makes them a dominant team. It is the stifling and asphyxiating defense that makes them one of the most feared teams in 3A. The defense is led by Braden Schilling and Ben Bollinger, who are exceptional at their own positions at absolutely locking down offenses. The Swathers are looking to repeat what they did earlier in the season against the Haven Wildcats when they were able to pull out a 6-point victory. But the Wildcats are looking to knock out the Swathers. They're not looking to knock the Swathers out of the playoffs for the 3rd consecutive year. Last year in the Sub-State Finals and the year before that in the first round of Sub-State.
Has been a tough ride for Hesston against these Wildcats. Always winning the regular season, can't quite get it done in the postseason.
Anything else to add right now, Lucas?
I don't think so. We'll go down to the, I'm guessing.
Actually, okay, let's do starters now because we won't be able to do it because of.
Oh, we could probably just do keys to the game as well. So the starters for Haven, it will be number 3, the 6'1" senior Skylar Shingleton. Number 5, the 5'8" senior Benaiah Yoder. Number 11, the 5'11" senior Darby Roper. Number 15, the 6'2" senior Zane Jacquez. And number 55, the 6'3" senior Hunter Barlow. So 5 seniors starting for the Wildcats.
And then for the Swathers, you have Braden Schilling, number 5, 6'5" junior. Kason Richardson, number 14, 6'3" junior. Jackson Humphreys, number 32, 6'3" senior. Nick Arnold, number 34, 6'2" junior. And Ben Bollinger, number 41, 6'4" senior.
And then now for your keys to the game for Haven. Try to facilitate shots for your shooters. Just let Darby Roper find somebody, hit them when they're open, kickouts, not just trying to throw up some random stuff, get them go in. Get kickouts, get those high-quality shots. Don't allow Hesston to dominate the offensive boards. And last but not least, get a hand up in all of Hesston's shooters. That was what eventually burned them last game, was when Hesston finally started hitting from deep. they went on a big run.
And then for the Swathers, penetrate that 1-3-1 zone or whatever zone look Haven's going to give you. They might actually start out in 3-2 because that proved to be very deadly against the Swather team when they played earlier in the season. Get a hand up against those Haven shooters, and then also bring your normal energy for all 32 minutes of the game. Don't let any lapse in energy cause you to get down big or cause you to give up a big lead that you may have gained.
And so we will be right back with you guys after the singing of our national anthem, and we will get the game underway then.
You're not going to be able to hear it because I don't know if we explained this ever, but our mic is a little blown. I don't know if you can tell. We disconnected it, so we can't give you an example, but it was a blown mic. So should we leave our mics on and see if they can hear it?
We can try. I'll turn them all the way up.
All right.
All right, cool.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 Class 3A Sub-State Boys Championship game between the Heston Swathers and the Haven Wildcats. Reminding you, in case of sportsmanship-free, spectators should go at playing the game as an art and appreciate it and enjoy it as such. Respect for officials, respect for players, respect for boys and girls, respect for host facilities, and respect for themselves are essential for raising the standards of good sportsmanship. Would you please stand while the Heston High School singers sing our national anthem?
We welcome you back to the booth, and the starting lineups have been done. Thank you, Mr. Beitler, one of the very great announcer. I have heard him so many times in my career, never disappointed. Cole, I am eager to get this game underway.
Yep, Lucas, this is potentially our last ever game we broadcast together, at least for the basketball season. I don't know if we might be hopping in that baseball booth at some point, but if this is our last game, it's been an honor to be up here with you season in, season out.
Has indeed. If the Swathers win, we will get a home game, but we do not know how the rights work with that based on the state tournament. So we will just have to see how it plays out. So it will be Haven starting with the basketball as they are the away team. And it will be Roper to bring it up and start the offense, guarded by Junior Richardson. He goes off to Shingleton and up top to Jacquez. Now to Roper in the corner. Back up to Jacquez. His three-pointer is up. Bang! What a way to start the game off for the Haven Wildcats. Zane Jacquez had that monster 20-point game yesterday, and he starts it off on the right foot for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he starts the game off right where he left off yesterday against the Lions, in which, as you said, he dropped 20 points, many of which came on three-pointers. So a great start to the game for Haven.
It will now be the Swathers on offense. Haven in a 1-3-1 zone. It goes to Jackson in the corner. Now Schilling back to Humphreys. Humphreys takes a couple dribbles. Schilling in the corner. His three-pointer is up. No good. Left it short, and the board goes to the Wildcats.
Good look for the Swathers, but as we've seen a little bit this season, zone defenses sometimes leave something left to be desired for the Swathers on offense, as sometimes they are not hitting those shots as often as they normally do.
I totally agree with you, Cole. It will now be Yoder on the drive, and it is stolen by Richardson. He's trying to go the other way. Throws the hoop to Schilling.
Hey!
Schilling, the alley-oop dunk, and what a momentum shift for the Swathers. That was the perfectly thrown alley-oop, and Schilling threw it down.
Schilling finally catches one of those lobs cleanly, and he throws it down.
Now on the other end, it will be Barlow, and he is fouled by Humphreys. Humphreys played very little in last night's game as he sat out the whole first half after picking up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. So foul trouble is an issue for the Tetris King of Hesston High School. And Jacquez with the fake and the reverse. What a play by Zane Jacquez. 5 early for him.
He's showing why he's so deadly. I mean, you have to guard him off the shot. You have to guard him off the dribble. He can do so many things very well, and that's why he's so deadly as a part of this Wildcat team.
It goes to Arnold in the corner, and that ball's tipped by Yoder and grabbed by Richardson. He kicks up to Schilling. Schilling fumbles it, and now goes to Arnold in the corner. Arnold tries to get it into Bollinger, and it's knocked out by Barlow. So Swathers struggling a little bit against this 1-3-1. Lot of tip balls, Cole. Lot of tip balls.
They're gonna have to get a lot more ball fakes so that they can get the passes off a little more cleanly than they are so far into this game.
It's now Arnold back up top to Jackson, or Humphrey, sorry. He drives baseline, and they're gonna get a foul on Barlow, I believe. That is correct. His first, also Haven's first foul. And it'll be Swathers underneath again. Richardson to inbound, gives it to Humphreys in the corner. He fakes high, goes low to Arnold. Now it's Richardson. Richardson, they're looking to swing. He gets to Arnold. Arnold's three, no good, short, but boarded by, they're gonna get a foul on Richardson, or Schilling. Yeah, they're gonna get a foul on Braden Schilling on the rebound, and it will be Wildcat basketball. So not the offensive start the Swathers were hoping for.
Pretty electrifying start in general for the game, though. That dunk, and then obviously Jacquez with a quick 5 points.
You are right, Cole. It is now Roper on the other end. Gives it up almost. I thought he would give it to Jacquez, but he doesn't, and they're going to get a hand check on Richardson. So the Swathers with 3 early fouls.
And the foul calls are coming early and often. This could be
long. Good thing the Swathers are fairly deep, but a couple of their best players with a foul early. Yoder, he crosses over, step back jumper, no good, but nobody boxed out Roper. He goes up with it, and it is good. Just a classic case of a miscue there for the Swathers. Roper completely untouched and was able to go and get the ball there.
Roper, not the tallest person, but his athleticism allows him to go up and get those boards like that. That was not an easy board to grab, but he did.
And another tip ball turnover by the Swathers. It's Jaquez now going right down the lane, and he will end up throwing it away. Oh.
Richardson tipped it.
I guess it was tipped by the Swathers. I didn't see it. So Schrader and Proctor will enter the game, but the Swathers, not the best offensive start and not the best defensive start either, Cole.
Yeah, Wildcats have been getting some really good looks early into this game, and if they continue to get those good looks, it'll be a long night for the Swathers.
Darby Roper had no other option but to go deep with the ball, and now Yoder brought it up, and now it's Roper. Roper tries to go into Shingleton, ball goes over his head, tipped, and Braden Schilling with the ball now. Trying to get out to transition, Proctor, nobody steps out, his three, bang! Jake Proctor, one of the smoothest jumpers on the Swather basketball team.
Absolutely, and you saw why you cannot leave him open anywhere on the court as he bangs home that wide open three-pointer.
It's now Yoder, and he gives it off to Roper, to Shingleton in the corner. Shingleton up top to Jaquez, and now it goes the other corner to Benaiah Yoder. Yoder up top to Shingleton, to Roper, just pass it around the wing. And now Roper's going to drive against Richardson. Richardson, careful, doesn't want to get a second. And nobody boxed out again. Jaquez with the board. Benaiah Yoder pull-up jumper, no good. Nobody boxed out Roper. He gets the board. Kick out to Jaquez, his three-pointer, no good. Almost another O board, but this one will be tipped out of bounds by Dalton. Is that Schrog? No, that is number 13. Yeah, Dalton Schrog. So we'll be swat the ball, but man.
Swather's got to figure out how to box out and quick. Otherwise, this game is not going to go good for him.
3 quality looks at the basket for the Wildcats.
And they're not going to miss on all 3 of those pretty much ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 looks. Zane Jaquez got a look. Darby Roper, I think, got a look.
Oh.
You can't allow them to get those kind of looks on one possession.
I totally agree, Cole. Is something the Swathers definitely need to work on. Another tip ball, but it's now Schilling in the corner. Schilling ends up going to throw it backcourt. Zane Jaquez is going to grab it. He's going all the way. Layup up good and one. Not a lot of contact, but that's how they've been calling it all game long. So not much to complain about there for Jake Proctor. And we talked about it last game. That's the one where you got to choose. Hard foul or just let them score it.
Horrible sequence there for the Swathers. Just threw the ball right away as they're being really lazy on their passes right now. And then they're on the fast break. Not maybe the wise decision to go with the foul. And then Jaquez makes them pay with an early 7 points, potentially 8.
And it is indeed 8. They've got to figure out how to stop him. Had 10 points in the first quarter yesterday before going ice cold from the field until the third quarter. Almost another ball thrown away there as Proctor was not ready for it. Now this is a kick to Schrader. His 3 no good, way short. And now it's Humphreys with the board. He's looking to go up with it, and he definitely was fouled there. I believe they're going to get it on Jaquez, and they do indeed.
It'll be interesting to see how the foul count plays into this one. As we saw that girls game, foul count was definitely a major theme throughout the game.
Humphreys sinks the first free throw as Braden Esau checks into the game, one of the Swathers' better defenders. He is very gifted on the defensive end, made a couple clutch free throws last night when the Swathers needed it most.
I wouldn't be surprised if they would put him on Jaquez, possibly.
And looks like they aren't. They're going to keep Schrader, also a great defender, on Jaquez. Richardson still on Roper. And now the ball goes up to, I believe that is Kraft. He drives, fadeaway jumper, no good, boarded by Braden Esau. What a strong board by Esau.
He's one of the best rebounding point guards / just players in general, especially for his height. He's probably the...
Three-pointer for Richardson, no good, just short. Continue, Cole.
I would be willing to venture that Esau is definitely one of the, inch for inch, probably best rebounder for his height around among the state of Kansas.
I agree. Incredibly strong dude for how I mean, I wouldn't say he's short, but not tall he is. Jaquez, step back. Man is on fire. You guys got to figure out a way to extinguish him, and quickly. Yeah, Swather's just not getting it done.
They're not doing anything really. I don't really know what you got to do against that, because that was not bad defense by any means. Hand in his face, didn't even matter.
Jackson Humphreys in the corner, gives it up to Esau. Esau splits 2 and had the basket, but they don't give him the and one, and they get the foul on Schrog. I think if they wouldn't have called the foul on Schrog, probably got an and one off of Jaquez's foul, which is who DJ Miller checks in for. Hopefully the Swathers can capitalize off this quick break. I don't understand that move, though.
I don't know why they're checking Jacquez out. 10 early points. He has the hot hand. I mean, you only have 2 points outside of Jacquez. I mean, we'll see what they're able to do, but that's an interesting move there.
Proctor, he pulls a 3. Looks good, is good. Jake Proctor, 6 points early, and he is keeping the Swathers afloat.
Yeah, that's 2 great looks by Proctor. And again, you have to have a bit more of a closer contest on Proctor there. You just can't leave him that wide open.
It's now Miller on the other end looking for someone and gives it back to Roper. Roper looked like he could have driven, but he doesn't, and now it's with Kraft on the other side. Swings around the perimeter, and now it's back with Roper. Up top to Miller, to Kraft, to Shingleton, just swinging it around the perimeter. Esau called it travel while guarding him. Very bold move there. And now it's Roper trying to get it off to Miller, and he does. Miller to Kraft. And now it goes inside to Schrog, over pursued by the Swathers, but he misses the easy layup, and it will be going the other way. Proctor now, and now to Richardson, to Humphreys. Humphreys is 3. No good, just rimmed out. And what a strong board by Esau to tip it, and Jake Proctor with another bucket.
Proctor out to basically as fast as a start as Jacquez is, has less points. 3 for 3 though from the field, 2 threes in that pull-up jumper.
Wow, Proctor, who is just a sophomore, playing great so far this game. But what a physical board by Esau to just, not board, but like slap it out of the hands of Dalton Schrog. It's now Kraft into the corner to Miller. They left him wide open. Bang! Gosh, these Haven shooters, you cannot leave them open, Cole.
We're already seeing Heston isn't doing a great job of closing out so far, and Haven is absolutely making them pay.
And another tip ball. Swathers' passes continue to be tipped and stolen. They're just being lazy on the offensive end, Cole. I don't think they came as ready to play as Haven did.
It's just they're too nonchalant with their passes. Haven's getting in those passing lanes very nicely, as we saw last night against the Lions. And it's going to be a long night if they're just going to nonchalant just pass it around the perimeter like they have been so far.
And it looks like the Wildcats are going to hold for the last shot. It's Roper with 19. He's getting a play from Coach Paramore, and now he's going to the middle of the court. There's 10 seconds now remaining. Now 9. Roper.
No, now there's 10
now
right
there's 10. Now 9. Roper, he's going to go ISO against Richardson. Spin move, looking for somebody. Throws it to Miller. Miller with 1 second. Roper, crossover. Esau grabs the ball and will just hold it. So good break for the Swathers. As the Wildcats didn't even get a bucket. They didn't even get a shot off. Wow. That was indeed, you are right, very fast-paced first quarter.
For how out of whack it seems the Swathers defense is, they're pretty fortunate to only be down 4. If some of their shots weren't falling, they could be down in a hole right now.
That is true. If Jake Proctor had not shown up to play, Swathers could be down probably double digits. Nobody really getting it done, but Jake Proctor has been great for the Swathers.
Mid-America Youth Basketball is a proud sponsor of youth basketball across the Midwest. Make sure to contact MAYB on their website at MAYB.com. Golden Plains Credit Union is a full-service financial institution offering a wide variety of products and services to meet your financial needs. We proudly support the Swathers. GLC Real Estate Services Incorporated, your only hometown real estate agency, is a proud sponsor of the Heston Swathers. Call Susan and her team whether you are buying or selling. 620-327-3100 or find us at www.glcrealestate.com. Central National Bank is a proud supporter of Heston High School academics and athletics. Come see us at 711 East Lincoln or visit our website at centralnational.com. Member FDIC and your hometown bank since 1884.
Man, Cole, I don't think you guys recovered from that first quarter yet.
This has been very similar to the first game that they played, where Haven got off to the fast start and was really dropping points whenever they wanted to. Early, it was actually Benaiah Yoder who went off against the Swathers last time. This time, Jacquez with 10 first quarter points, similar to yesterday.
Jake Proctor pulls the trigger again. This time, no good. Little bit of a quick pull there, maybe a little bit of a heat check, and it will be Haven basketball.
If that was anyone other than Jake Proctor shooting that shot, I don't think it's necessarily a good one, but considering the fact that he was 3 for 3 to start the game, 2 from deep, I don't think I disagree with the fact that he took that shot.
Wow, what a play by Roper, but they're going to say Roper stepped on the line, so great defensive play by Braden Esau.
Absolutely, and we talked about his rebounding ability, but another thing we should definitely talk about is his defensive ability as well.
It is incredible.
He's usually tasked with guarding people several inches taller than him. In this case, it was Roper who was one of the people that is actually shorter than Esau, but he's a very capable defender in his own right.
So now it's the Swathers trying to do something to get this zone, get it into Bollinger. He gives it off to Richardson. Richardson
Oh my goodness.
is fouled hard by Barlow, and he is down. He got hit incredibly hard there.
Could that have possibly warranted a flagrant?
I don't think it didn't, but it possibly could have. I
I don't think it was intentional by any means. He was definitely going for the ball, but I mean, he got him with the slap to the face. You saw Richardson's face go backwards. I don't really know the parameters behind flagrant, so I wouldn't be the most well-versed person to talk about that.
Schilling and Jacquez trying to clean up the little puddle of sweat that Richardson left on the ground. Buys a little bit of a stoppage. Jacquez putting in the work.
Richardson and Coach Paramore kind of laughing that one off, so that's good to see.
So Richardson will try to go to the line and convert here. Would be some big free throws for the Swathers. First one is up and good. Gets it to roll off that front rim. Backboard combination. He seems to like that one a lot.
It does happen very often when he does make it.
His second one is up, and it is also good. Just clipped that front rim and rolled right over. So 2-point game now.
I think Swathers converting on free throws will be a big key to this game for them. Sometimes they're known to go a little cold from that spot on the floor. So if they're able to convert on a good amount of their free throws.
Yep, that's going to be Humphreys' second foul. Yeah, continue, Cole.
I mean, yeah, pretty much just if they make the free throws, they're probably going to have a good shot to win the game.
So Jackson Humphreys, for the second night in a row, picks up 2 first-half fouls. And last night, Ty Schrader went pretty good from the field, so Humphreys remained on the bench, but hit probably the most important basket of the game after Jackson Gebhardt's dunk. And now it will be Haven on the offensive. And now it's Jacquez in the corner. He pulls the trigger, no good. Boarded by Richardson as Bollinger hits the floor and going the other way.
And what a tough matchup that is for Bollinger. He's going to be tasked with being on Barlow for most of the evening.
Oh, Schrader got away with a big walk there, went up with the ball and came down with it. Richardson fakes, bang! Gets the 3, and the Haven crowd not happy about that one.
And I totally
agree.
He, unless what the ref saw was the fact that he didn't actually have full possession when he first went up. Because of it, it was getting battered around by some of those Haven defenders, which in that case I could understand it. But if not, that's definitely a missed call because he definitely went up and came down.
That ball goes into Barlow, and they're going to get a foul, hopefully not on Schilling. If it will be, that is his second, and looks like they will. That will be 2 on Braden Schilling.
Got to have backside help on that one right there. That would have been an easy steal. Bollinger did his part well. He had him sealed across the top, but there was no backside help, which is totally not on Bollinger. That's got to be on either, I believe it was Arnold or Schilling on the backside.
Yeah.
They got to be there to help out their teammate. Otherwise, that's probably going to happen a lot more this evening.
So it will be Proctor entering the game for Schilling. So now 2 starters for Hesston on the bench in foul trouble, and that will be Humphreys and Schilling, as number 20, Brant Sipe, enters the game for the Wildcats in his first action of the night. And it looks like they did switch to that 3-2 Cole. Good call there. And now it's with Richardson. He goes corner to Arnold. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Sipe. And they're giving it to him on the baseline? On the sideline? That's unusual. And the ball will just go right into Richardson. Now to Proctor. Thought about it. Thought about the skip too. Wasn't there. And now it's Richardson to Arnold. To Schrader. Now just back up top. Now it's Proctor. His corner 3. Bang!
Oh my goodness.
Somebody's got to get a hand in Jake Proctor's face, or he's going to just drain the 3, Cole.
He is the Slaughter offense at the moment. Him and Richardson doing a lot of the heavy lifting at this moment. That is huge from Proctor to start this game.
11, right?
4 for 5, 3 for 4 from deep, right?
Yep. So it's now Jacquez working on Schrader. He's going to spin, and the double comes from Bollinger. They try to get to Benaya Yoder, not there. Richardson diving on the floor, gets the ball, and now the Swathers are going to go. They're going to slow it up, didn't have a fast break offense, and now it goes to Schrader in the corner. Thought about the 3, had Proctor on the skip, but good job by Roper to recover there. It's Richardson, he thought about the three. Now it goes corner to Arnold. And now just reversing it back around, looking for someone, and it goes to Schrader in the corner. Schrader goes across court to Nick Arnold, and now it goes back to Schrader in the corner. Swathers just working the zone a little bit, and now it goes back to Schrader in the corner. His corner three from behind the backboard, no good, was a little bit too deep for my liking.
Insanely tough three to make there, not only because of how deep he was in the corner, but also, as you mentioned, he actually shot that one behind the backboard, really tough angle.
Benaya Yoder's three is no good, and Bollinger did not get Sipe boxed out there, and Sipe was able to, they both went after the board, and it went all out off of Bollinger. Man, Cole, this is about the first basketball season of the year that feels like a true basketball, or first basketball game of the year that feels like a true basketball game. As Jacquez pulls the three, bang, somebody's got to get a hand in his face too.
13 points, he picks up where he left off in that first quarter. I mean, that was in rhythm too.
I just meant these stands are absolutely packed, Cole. There is very few empty seats in the whole place. And now the ball's up top. And now it's Schrader. He kicks back to Proctor. Oh, Proctor had the three, set crossover dribble. Pull up, no good, but out of bounds off Jacquez will stay with the Swathers. Almost got that one to go for Proctor.
That was such an awkward shot too, because there was about 3 or 4 Haven defenders there, and now they're switching into a 2-3 now. So giving the Swathers plenty of, or maybe the, 2-3. So plenty of defensive looks for them early in the game.
They ran the play for Proctor in the corner. Instead, it's a baseline jumper by Richardson. Left it short, and Jacquez with the board. So the Swathers just not shooting well if their name is not Jake Proctor. It will be Roper now, and they've got to get somebody on Jacquez because he's just continually torching the Swathers. It's Roper now. Back to Jacquez, he's gonna drive and kick to Yoder. Yoder's three, no good, way long, and boarded by Bollinger. And now it's gonna be Richardson taking some instructions from Coach Raleigh. And now it looks like they're gonna run a play. Richardson kicks to Arnold. Arnold goes back up top to Proctor. Back to Arnold, to Richardson. Richardson's baseline jumper, no good, way long as well. And it will be Haven basketball. Swathers have not gotten into the lane at all tonight.
Yeah.
It's usually their bread and butter.
That is usually what they're best at. They've kind of been settling for some shots early in this game. I mean, they've been decent looks. Like that one, Richardson, that was Richardson, correct? He had Richardson. 2 good looks in a row, just unable to convert on them. Maybe a little off balance on the first one. But as I said, not bad looks, just not converting on
Roper, wide
them.
open three, no good, rims out. And you're right, Cole. It's just can't quite make anything. Like I said last possession, if your name's not Jake Proctor, you're not shooting well. Now it's at Arnold at the top of the key. Back to Proctor. And now to Arnold, and then to Schrader in the corner. Schrader gives it up to Arnold, and now to Proctor. Now to Richardson. Proctor, now he kicks to Schrader. Schrader's three, looks good, is good. Ty Schrader from deep as well.
You could kind of tell that one was going in off the hand. We had the perfect angle for it.
Yeah.
We both went to the right.
Yeah, we both clicked over, and it was good.
That one was a very nice shot. Nice arc there from Schrader to get that one to go.
Man, what an interesting game so far. It'll now be Roper. He's going right against Richardson. Richardson trying not to pick up that second foul, and he does.
They might.
No, they got it on Richardson.
Okay. I was going to say it might actually be on Ty Schrader who poked his hand in there, but they did end up giving it on Richardson.
So with 1 minute and 37 seconds left, the Swathers, in my opinion, 2 of their best players in Richardson and Schilling, both with 2.
And Humphreys, too.
And Humphreys, who also is a starter, as Roper misses his first free throw. Esau will check in for Arnold. The good news for the Swathers is they play 8 deep and can go 9 deep with senior Braden Bruner. Roper's second free throw is good. Barely hit rim, barely hit net. Those were the weird ones where the goal just didn't even move. So Swathers up by 1 now with just over 1.5 minutes remaining in this first half, and it will be Richardson to bring the ball up the court. Richardson gives it to Proctor, then to Richardson. He's gonna drive, and he's gonna juggle the ball and miss the layup. A little bit of ball don't lie there, might have been a little bit of a travel. and it will be Haven basketball.
I really like what the Wildcats are doing. They're still giving up a lot of points, but they are giving the Swathers many defensive looks. They've had a 1-3-1, a 3-2, a 2-3, and now back to that 3-2. I like what they're doing, not letting the Swathers settle into any of their defenses. That is very smart, in my opinion.
I totally agree, Cole. It will be Benaiah Yoder now with the ball up top, and he's on Richardson. Richardson has to be very careful as he has two. And now goes to Roper, guarded by Esau, perhaps the Swathers' best perimeter defender. Now into Yoder. Yoder's probably going to drive against Richardson. Step back jumper, no good. Long, boarded by Esau. Roper's behind him. He's got to be careful. He gives up to Proctor. Proctor thought about the three in rhythm and said kicks out to Bollinger. Bollinger's going to drive. He goes middle of the lane. His shot, no good, but they're going to let him go to the line to shoot two. I don't know who the foul's on. They get it on Dalton Schrog, his second, I believe. Yes, it is.
Questionable closeout there by Haven. They closed out on Bollinger,
Yeah.
not even as a bad shooter, just not the person you're going to expect shooting. So you probably don't need to close out on him as hard as, say, any other of the Swather players,
shooter,
pretty much.
Agree.
And that allowed him to just pretty much glide by, I believe it was Jacquez who closed out, and get into the lane and then draw that foul on Stover.
So Bollinger misses
Or
the
Schrog.
Yeah.
Stover plays for the Lions.
Yeah. I'm saying Schrog. Bollinger misses his first free throw. His second one is up and no good, short, and boarded by Benaiah Yoder. So two missed free throws there for the Swathers. Tough couple of misses. Those could have been big, and now Haven can take the lead with a 2 going into the half. It'll be Roper now working against Esau still with 15 seconds remaining. He gives it up to Shingleton, guarded by Proctor. Shingleton now looking for someone, finds Yoder. Yoder now with 5 seconds. Now he's down to 4. He's working against Arnold. Gets the crossover. Kicks out 2. Sipes 3 looks good. Is an air ball.
And that will
Yikes.
end
It
the
looked
half.
really, it was right on line from here, just not enough mustard, if you know what I mean.
Well, after the end of one, somewhat similar to the first game where it was pretty tightly contested. But in this series of events, it is Heston with the 1-point lead at half and not Haven with the 6-point lead.
What a quick first half, though.
Indeed. I mean,
No timeouts.
It's time-wise 30 minutes, but it feels like it's been going very fast.
Yeah, it wasn't really, I don't think there was any timeouts by either team. Very few, only 12 fouls, but I think only 8 attempted free throws.
Yeah, that was a
I mean,
pretty fast,
I think the Swathers though should consider themselves lucky to be up by 1.
Especially they started off pretty cold from the field on offense.
Let's get that score update with Cole.
Ty Schrader with 3, Jake Proctor with 11, Brayden Schilling with 2, Casey Richardson with 5, Jackson Humberts with 1. And then for the Wildcats, Darby Roper with 3, Zane Jacquez with 13, DJ Miller with 3, and Hunter Barlow with 2.
So both offenses were fairly one-headed that half, with Jacquez having the majority of Haven's points and Proctor with the majority of the Swathers' points. I don't have much else to say. You good? We're going to the break, Cole?
Yeah.
All right, so has been Cole Dutchdorf and Lucas Roth on the Swather Sports Network. We'll be back with a very interesting second half. You're going to want to stick around and see this one, folks.
A big thanks to Swather Power Club for supporting all Hesston High School activities and athletics. Did you know that Swather Power Club is the one and only Hesston High School booster club, and anyone who signs up to be a member automatically enters the student of their choice to win one of 2 $1,000 college scholarships? Right now, you can join SPC for free. Look for the Swather Power Club on the Hesston High School website menu or visit them on Facebook. All of us at the Swather Sports Network would like to say thank you to the Hesston Community Foundation. Their generous grant is helping us bring this action to you right now, and without their support, we would not have been able to bring in almost 24 kids into the AV program. So make sure to thank and support the Hesston Community Foundation, a proud supporter of the Hesston community. Plaza Truck Wash, providing an excellent car and truck wash experience to Hesston and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. Your continuous support allows us to endow local causes and organizations like the Swather Sports Network. Go Swathers. Let Hesston Prestige Printing help you with all of your printing needs. Invitations, mailings, business cards, banners, yard signs, license plates, coasters, and more. Shop local for paper and office supplies, too. Pine Edge Golf Course, located near Gossel, is a beautiful golf course designed for family entertainment and is open from sunup to sundown 365 days a year. Sharpen your wedge at Pine Edge. Go golf. Pizza Hut, proudly serving Hesston students and their families. Call Hesston Pizza Hut and ask about the great special where you can purchase any large pizza and get a medium pizza or any of our delicious desserts for free. Call 620-327-2253. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Hey Swather fans, thanks for choosing the Hesston Pharmacy. When you support your locally owned and operated pharmacy, you make it possible for us to pass it on to Hesston kids with ads like this. Thank you and go Swathers. All right, we have a special guest with us. Welcome to the booth, Stuart Busenitz. How you doing, Mr. Busenitz?
Well, first of all, it's just a real honor to be on the Swather Sports Network, and I just want to thank you guys for all you guys do. I'm so excited I could be here in person tonight.
We are excited to have you on, Mr. Busenitz. What did you think of that first half?
You know, I thought we were a little jittery coming out, you know, it kind of felt like a Chiefs game when the Chiefs had a poor game. You know, it feels like they're just playing a poor game, and then all of a sudden you look up and they're only down by 2. And so I thought they did a real nice job of hanging in there, and I really feel like we're getting a rhythm, and I'm looking for a third quarter run here.
That is something that the Swathers have proven to excel in over the course of the season. We saw it yesterday against the Trojans. They were down early. Were you at that game, or did you watch it at all?
I watched it.
How'd you feel about that game?
You know, again, I think that I think they feel a little bit of pressure being the 1 seed. And, or excuse me, which game are you referring to?
The Saline game versus
the boys game last night.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I have that right. Again, I feel like they have a little bit of pressure on them, but when they just rely on their fundamentals, they're just better than others, in my opinion. And I am a little biased, obviously, but I just really feel if they just settle down, move the ball, there's really nobody that can stop them.
I totally agree with you, Mr. Busenitz. The Swathers just got to, you know, they had a little bit of a sloppy first half on the offensive end, or at least first quarter, in my opinion. A lot of passes weren't crisp. Things weren't going on. But on the defensive end, what do you think they should do better to be able to stop these Haven shooters?
Well, I feel like their help defense, while just exceptional, some of those guys just have to make sure they get back once they get off to help, really get back on those shooters, and just keep doing what you're doing. They're going to knock down some shots, but if you keep contesting the way that they did in the second quarter, it's going to work out great.
Well, Mr. Busenitz, thank you for joining us in the booth.
It's a real privilege and a real honor, guys.
I couldn't agree more with anything that he said.
If you didn't know, Mr. Busenitz is the junior English teacher here at Hesston High School. Definitely one of my favorite teachers that I've been a part of.
Teacher.
That as well, public speaking.
Public
that class
speaking.
hits different sometimes, especially when Mr. Busenitz kind of just lets us do what we want.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Busenitz. We loved having you here.
Well, thank you guys for all you guys do again. It was a real privilege. Thank you.
Yep,
enjoy the rest of the game.
Watching the game.
All right, just now about 30 seconds until this second half will get underway. The ball will be Wildcat ball, I believe. At least that's what the possession arrow was pointing to.
The second half starters for the Wildcats will be Roper, Shingleton, Yoder, Barlow, and Jaquez. Excuse me, and for the Swathers, it will be Humphreys, Arnold, Schilling, Proctor, and Richardson. Humphries, Schilling, and Richardson all with 2 fouls. So look for that as a developing story the rest of the half. It will be Roper to start with the ball. He's going to go right at Schilling. Drives lane, layup is good. Roper with a strong start to the second half for Wildcats. No help defense there, Cole.
You know, I was just about to say, it's kind of like what Mr. Boozins was saying. There's help defense, but they're now way too late. There was no one coming over to help Schilling. He was on an island versus Roper. That's tough for Schilling
with 2 fouls, you can't really contest that shot very hard. Now it goes backside to Schilling. His pull-up jumper is no good. A hard box out leaves Schilling on the floor, but is a play by Jacquez that gets the ball to the Wildcats.
What a smooth rebound.
That was.
That was fun to watch.
There's got to be a burn on his knee. That had to be tough. And now goes to Shingleton in the corner, looking for Barlow. Instead goes up top to Roper. Roper one-on-one with Schilling again, drives the lane. Floater is good. Somebody's got to help him, or they got to get somebody else on Roper that can't afford to foul, because Schilling is not playing defense up to the standards that he can.
Yeah, not a whole lot much to add to that, Lucas. I think you pretty much nailed it right there.
Ball with Humphries in the corner, and he's going to end up traveling. And they're going to take Schilling and Humphries out. Definitely not the start the Swathers wanted. A 4-0 run by Haven and a Swather turnover along with a missed shot. So a little bit of a frustrating start. And Roper, now they have Richardson on him. I would expect him to do the exact same thing to Richardson, take him right to the basket.
And especially scoring on 2 straight possessions, look for them to maybe try to get the ball to Roper at some point.
There it is, Roper, he's gonna drive. What a defensive play by Proctor, who just came into the game, and it will be Arnold to bring it up, gives it off to Bollinger. Bollinger to Schrader. Schrader might have gotten away with a carry, definitely got fouled there. A lot of contact, now it goes to Arnold in the corner. Now to Proctor. Proctor thought about the 3, thought about the backside pass, but decided against it, and now it goes to Richardson. His 3-pointer, bang! Good for Kason Richardson to start the scoring for the Swathers, and it is now 25-all.
That's a big 3 to stop the run that the Wildcats were developing there. Tie the game up at 25. Jacquez.
And they leave Jacquez wide open for 3, no good, but Benaiah Yoder with the strong board, and he's gonna say that the Swathers kicked the basketball. So there's another, the Swathers, nobody ran for the ball. They just watched it fall, it bounced.
And the shortest person on the court got that rebound. That's pretty much unacceptable.
In the middle of the lane. That's
unacceptable.
And now it's Jacquez. Turnaround jumper is good. They make him pay for it. Swathers not doing well boxing out whatsoever this game. I thought that'd be something that they'd talk about and maybe really hammer home at halftime. But they came out and gave up that board to, like you said, the shortest player on the court. Richardson with a spin move, foul. Would have been a very impressive and 1, but that will be Barlow's 3rd foul.
It's tough for Barlow to avoid that foul too, because he's a very big body down there. When Richardson is able to get that quick spin move, there's not a lot Barlow can do other than foul at that position.
And that was good break for the Wildcats that ball by Richardson didn't fall, and he misses the first free throw, so they should consider themselves very lucky. That ball sat up on the rim and spun out. So the Swathers were just shy of what could have possibly been a 3-point play, and it will end up as a 0-point play. Tough break for the Swathers as they have gone over their last 4 from the free throw line.
Yeah,
and throughout the game, they're 3 for 8 in the whole game.
As we said, free throws, you gotta make those, especially this deep into the postseason. That can be the difference between winning and losing at this point.
So Swathers got that less than 40% free throw percentage, and it's Barlow with an and 1 on the other end, and Haven has all the momentum. So Richardson barely misses the and 1, then misses both free throws, and then an and 1 on the other end for Haven. This is not the start that Heston needed.
Yeah, and they're starting to go cold, similarly to what we saw last night. If they continue this cold stretch, Haven could get up big on them.
Luckily for Heston, Barlow misses the free throw. He has 4 tonight. And this pass goes to Proctor. Proctor goes to the corner to Schilling. Schilling the 1-foot pass to Proctor. Now it's Schrader. Schrader skips to Proctor, and Proctor's going to drive. His baseline pull-up is good. Nothing but net, and when the Swathers need a basket, they know exactly who to go to.
It has been Jake Proctor's night tonight. And as you said, whenever things aren't going their way, they need a basket desperately. Proctor's been there to bail them out.
It's now Yoder, and he gives it up to Roper in the corner. Roper probably looking to drive, and Sev gives it to Jacquez. Jacquez back to Roper, and Roper to Shingleton. Shingleton to Benaya Yoder. Yoder up top to Roper. Roper, he's going to drive, and kick to Jacquez. Good defense so far by the Swathers here. And now it's up top. Jacquez, deep three, no good, but nobody boxed out Darby Roper again. Greg Raleigh not happy and letting them know about it. And a back cut there. And it's going to go off of Roper, and it will be Swather ball. So lucky break for the Swathers there.
They have to box out.
Roper has at least...
Otherwise, Haven's going to win this game.
Roper has at least 3 offensive boards this game. And he is the second shortest player on the... Now he's the shortest player on the floor.
Also, one thing to add, Heston's done a pretty good job against everyone on this Haven team other than Jacquez. Roper has been getting into the lane for most of his shots. They've done a good job at contesting those shots of the Wildcats throughout the evening, other than Jacquez, who's been nailing them.
And ball gets tipped out of bounds by Roper, who continues to show off his skill set. Schrader inbounds the ball to Richardson. Richardson passes it right into Jacquez's hands. Oh, gets away with a big travel. And there they got to call it. I didn't know if they would. He picked the ball up at about the 3-point line, took 3, maybe 4 steps to get that layup off. So good. Swathers get a lucky break there. All he had to do was put that one, dribble the ball once, and that was an easy layup for Jacquez.
I think he was worried about getting blocked from behind by Richardson, which he might have if he would have taken that dribble.
You are right. Now it's with Proctor. Got to get out on him, and they do. And now it's Schilling. Back up to Proctor. Now to Richardson. Now to Proctor. Proctor, he's going to pull the trigger. No good, but almost 2 Swathers could have aborted it. Fought each other for it, bounced off their hands, and Roper tries the full court pass and throws it over the head of Kraft.
That actually probably would have been a great pass if it would have been pretty much anyone else on the floor for the Wildcats.
Just needed about 2 more inches. Kraft
coming in at 5'11". Yeah, if that was Shingleton, he would have been able to make it 6'1". Schrog is 6'5", and yeah, pretty much anyone else, and that would have been a layup. But unfortunately for him, the only person down the floor was Kraft.
Richardson gives it to Proctor. Proctor back to Richardson. Now the corner Schrader. Nobody's out there. He's going to pull the trigger. No good, but he gets his own board. That's why you follow your shot, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to be fouled by Schrog, and that will be his third foul as well. Great job by Schrader to follow his shot. We've seen that. Maybe he went and watched the broadcast. Last night he had a 3-pointer from the corner that he missed, and he didn't follow his shot, and I said, that's why you follow your shot, bud. And tonight he followed his shot.
You know, the one thing that is good for Haven at this point in time, they have 2 players with 3 fouls, but it's players that aren't necessarily their biggest contributors on offense. Mm-hmm. It's Schrog and Barlow. So they still have their main scorers, Yoder, Roper, Shingleton, or not Shingleton, but Jacquez. They're still in the game with limited fouls. I don't even know if any of them have a foul.
Jacquez has 1. I don't think Roper does. It's Roper now, and he gives it to Shingleton, and now to Sipe. Sipe up top to Miller, and now to Roper again. Now to Kraft. Could have had the 3, but he traveled. And it will be Jackson Humphreys coming into the game for Kaysen Richardson. Humphreys, not the greatest first half for him. 1 point and 2 fouls, which we saw last night, but he did hit a clutch bucket last night, so maybe he will get that going again tonight as well.
Speaking of clutch buckets, this would be a huge possession for the Swathers if they're able to get any points on the board, get some momentum on their side, and instead they will turn it over immediately after I say that.
Proctor thought he had him, but the tip pass by Kraft. Now it's up to Miller. Miller's 3, no good. What a box out by Humphreys, and now they're going to get Schrader for a foul, I believe. Humphreys had him completely boxed out, but the rebound just went over Humphreys' head. It would have been any closer, probably could have gotten the foul on Sipe, but it will remain Wildcat basketball after that ill-advised pass by Proctor.
Well, it wasn't necessarily ill-advised, it just got tipped because of the lack of
He threw it
no pump fakes.
Tried to go right through the arms of Kraft, and it wasn't there. A little bit of a moving screen by Kraft, and Sipe was able to get in there, but Humphreys makes the good foul to make sure that Sipe doesn't get the easy 2.
Good foul from a points perspective, but Humphreys
Yeah.
now with 3 fouls in about 2 minutes played, it seems like, this game.
So it will be Sipe at the line for the Wildcats. First one is no good, off the heel, and Arnold will come in for Jackson Humphreys.
So again, that was a good foul on the scoreboard, but Swathers now losing a key player for most likely the rest of this third quarter.
Foul trouble has plagued Jackson a lot this year, and Sipe's second free throw also no good. So, like
Phenomenal
you said,
foul.
Yeah, phenomenal foul, standpoint-wise. Jackson Humphreys-wise, tough foul for you, buddy. That's just... Now it's with Schilling baseline, back to Esau. Esau kicks to Proctor, Proctor to Arnold. Arnold had Richardson in the corner spotting up. And
Great defensive rotation there from Haven. It was really good ball movement by the Swathers, but the Haven Wildcats were there for every single pass, and then you saw Roper. I think it was Roper, right, who batted out of bounds?
It was Roper.
He's
Great
so
recovery.
quick out there and has great defensive anticipation.
And it's now with Schilling on the baseline. He dribbles out and gets it to Richardson, and now to Proctor. Proctor goes to Esau in the corner. Esau can drive, and now he goes to Arnold. And Arnold gets it to Richardson in the corner. He's going to pull the trigger. His 3, no good, but the pogo by Proctor is good.
Wow.
What a pogo by Jake Proctor, and he
that was
has
a tough
15.
one too, because that was like the second hash in the lane. That's a tough shot to make. All your
Almost-
momentum
yeah.
is lost, basically. You just have to chuck it out there with your arm. So that's a very impressive shot there from Proctor.
So Proctor continues his dominant play as Esau gets a steal on the other end. We highlighted his defensive presence multiple times tonight, and he gets a steal for the Swathers.
That's a huge possession. They have some momentum now. If the Swathers can get a bucket here, it'll be great for their outlook on the game.
I don't know if they'll hold for the last shot. There is 50 seconds left in this third quarter, and they might run it down for a while. Nobody steps out on Schilling. He gives it to Esau. Esau goes to Richardson in the corner. Cross-court pass to Proctor. Proctor, his pull-up jumper is no good. Boarded by Richardson, and he makes the layup. Might have been a little bit of a push there on Richardson as he jumped over Benaiah Yoder to get the board, but he gets the bucket.
And it might have looked like a push because of the fact that
He's so much
Richardson is bigger than Yoder, so it's going to look like he's fouling him when in reality he's just the bigger player.
And the Heston side is hype at the moment. Both sides on their feet. This gym is louder than it's been all season. There's 10 seconds.
I'm loving it.
12. Now there's 10 seconds left in the quarter for the Wildcats. It's Roper up top, guarded by Richardson. Swathers by 4. Roper goes left. He's looking for something. He's going to drive the basket. Spin move, looking for the jump shot, and it is no good. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Swathers will start with the ball for the fourth, and they have all the momentum, Cole.
This is what playoff basketball is all about.
Both sides
Chills
of the gym.
in the gym.
Oh man, I am like, my arm is bumpy, Cole. Both sides of the gym on their feet, cheering their teams on. I missed this basketball, Cole. I really did.
Absolutely. Rolling Wheels is your local hometown pre-owned car dealer. Call or text us at 620-869-9982. The Lincoln Perk is a proud sponsor of Swather Sports Network. Lincoln Perk has been serving the community for many years with the best coffee and atmosphere around. We encourage you to shop local and stop by to try their delicious food and drinks. Dan Cycle is proud to support those who work hard and play hard, including their customers and the athletes, cheer teams, and pet bands in Swather Country and Central Kansas. See them for all of your power sports, lawn, and turf needs. What a quarter of basketball. Back and forth all quarter long. Swathers with a 3-point, what is it even called? 3-point margin.
Yeah.
Bolstering their score
Plus
by
minus?
3 points. Yeah, plus minus 3 in that one. As Mr. Booz kind of alluded to, that third quarter is going to be crucial for the Swathers.
And they started out cold, Cole. They were not doing well that quarter. At one point, they were losing by 4, right?
Yeah, 29-25.
Yeah, they were down by 4. But then a little bit of an 8-0 run there, so that's good for the Swathers. And I believe it started when Jacquez left the floor. It'll be Richardson, gives it off to Arnold. Arnold's layup is good. What a start by the Swathers for this quarter as they get their, I believe, largest lead of the game, 35-29.
Great find from Richardson to Arnold, and Arnold got the friendly roll on the tough layup.
It's now Jacquez, and he gives it up to Roper and Yoder. Now back to Jacquez. If they don't want the ball in someone's hands, it's his. Sipe to Yoder, and Yoder to Shingleton. Good defense by the Swathers, almost a carry. And now it's gonna be Roper. Roper to Sipe, Sipe back to Roper. Swathers with some asphyxiating D to start the possession. Yoder now has it in the corner. He's gonna cross Nick Arnold over. His step back.
Oh my goodness!
And the Swathers are on fire at the moment. It is Esau, now to Arnold, and the Swathers, if they get a bucket here, it will be astronomical towards who can come out on top this game.
The building will
it's
be...
Richardson,
No!
alley-oop! Braden Schilling comes down with it, takes a dribble, turnaround jumper is good! Probably could have gotten an and one, but now the Swathers up by 8.
And
a
this
timeout
crowd is
by
in a
Coach
euphoria.
Paramore.
Listen to the... I mean, you can't really hear it because our mic's broken.
Hear
But-
from us, every Heston fan on their feet at the moment. The Swathers are on a tear. Make it a 12-0 run.
Are you tired of hearing something like this when you call your insurance company? Or maybe for you, it's something a little bit more like this. But when you call Fuquay Insurance, you get this.
Thank you for calling Fuquay Insurance. How can I help you today?
Your call will be answered by a real person from your community. Fuquay Insurance, a proud sponsor of the Swather Sports Network.
Man, Cole, what a run by the Swathers, and the Wildcats, I'm guessing, drawing up a play for either Roper or Jacquez right now, trying to just put an end to it. The Swathers, all the momentum has gone their way.
This is looking very similar to the first Heston Haven game of this season, in which Heston went on an 18-2 run in the third and fourth quarters. And now here, we've got a 12-0 run
12-0.
at the moment. Haven just can't get anything going. They're looking for Jacquez the entire time. Schilling playing some insane defense on him, though.
And then that block by Arnold on the last play, very good. Student section louder after the timeout than they were before it, and now it will be Roper bringing the ball up. His crosser dribble, he's going right to the basket, and they're going to call a foul on Jake Proctor, I assume. No, they get it on Richardson, his third. Not a lot of contact, but definitely enough to draw the foul.
These are some huge free throws from Roper here. He's about an average free throw shooter, I'd say.
75.
These are big to get some momentum back for the Wildcats. But
And the first one is
misses
no
the
good.
first.
It looked like he was going to bounce off the heel and fall in
Yeah, I
for
thought
a
it was.
second.
That's why I was holding out. I was like, misses the first.
The side-to-side perspective for us is not great. Second free throw is nothing but net, so it ends the drought, but Swathers still hold the 7-point lead.
And that, it seems pretty insignificant at the time, but that, just to get any small amount of momentum back.
And now it's going to be Schilling. They said he stepped out of bounds.
And there's an example of it. Makes one free throw, and then
Gets a
Swathers turnover.
And then now
It's starting to snowball a
They
little bit for
could
the
pull-
Wildcats.
they could pull it within 4. Wildcats in desperate need for a basket here or 2 points. Either way, just looking for something. It's going to be Roper. Why not? He turns, spins, shot. No good. Nobody boxed him out. He goes up and he is fouled. Roper, his 4th O board. It was one man amongst 4 pieces of machinery, and he pulls down the board.
It's just not fundamental basketball by the Swathers. Usually that's the thing that they're best at, is remaining fundamentally solid even when they're not playing at their best. But there, Richardson just watches the ball go into the hoop or go out of the basketball hoop instead of turning around, boxing out Roper. He got the easy board there.
So now Roper on his own little 3-0 run, all from the line. And the Swathers now with only a 5-point lead, just over 6 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of this impressive sub-state championship game. It's now Arnold. He splits 2 defenders, kicks out to Richardson, swings around the perimeter, and now back to Richardson. His alley-oop, Schilling, the layup is good! Great job there. Thought he was going to throw it down for a second, but the layup is worth the same, Cole.
That's huge. I mean, that basically does the same as the only thing different
Is the momentum.
is the amount of momentum. That still gives Swathers momentum, just not as much if he would have just slammed that one on top of his head. And honestly, he might have been high enough to do it, but you just
don't
want the
take
2 points guaranteed there instead of for the flashy 2 points.
That is true. You're right, Cole. It's now Shingleton. Gives a Roper in the corner. Roper
No
Was looking
backside
for
help.
literally anybody and gets Benaya Yoder on the backside.
Might have had Jaquez. There was
He
no one
did.
backside to help Braden Schilling.
Jaquez with the backdoor cut, nobody was there, and now it goes up to Jaquez. He's gonna get that wide open layup, and he lays it in.
Again, with the fundamentals, really bad rotation there from the Swathers. Just let Jaquez essentially waltz into the lane, uncontested, gets a really easy layup to go.
That was about as easy as they come for the Wildcats, and now it will be a 5-point game with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. This game was everything that we wanted it to be.
What a game it's been, back and forth, pretty much the entire game long. 5 points lead for the Swathers with 5 minutes left. 5 fouls on the Swathers.
Only two on the
Wildcats.
Wow, that's impressive.
They've been playing a very clean game so far. That's only 7 total on the game for them.
And Roper has been wheeling, dealing, dishing, and scoring. And it's been going everything right for him since that timeout. They've cut the lead by 3. Since the last timeout, the Swathers are going to take a timeout, talk about what they're going to do defensively and maybe a little offensively. I would figure if they're still holding a 5-point lead with 4 minutes left, 4 to 3.5, they'd probably move into their free throws and layups offense.
Yeah, I think you would be correct there, Lucas.
And in case you're wondering, that is when the Swathers take nothing but free throws or layups, which means just eating clock, passing the ball around, making smart decisions with the basketball. This pass goes to Schrader. Schrader back to Richardson.
That offense may seem a little boondoggling.
It is.
But it does get stuff done very well for the Swathers.
Proctor now on the wing, and that pass is batted by Benaya Yoder and saved to Jaquez. What a play by Yoder.
That was very close to being out of bounds on Yoder, but great presence of mind to steal that and then save it before it went out of bounds by Yoder. Hasn't done much on the offensive side of things, but he has played very good defensively.
Nobody picks up Jaquez. His pull-up jumper is no good, and what a good board by Esau there.
That's a lucky break because Jaquez is not going to miss that one too often. That was wide open.
Second time in a row, nobody switched on to Jaquez. And now it goes to Schrader in the corner. His kick to Proctor. He's going to pull the trigger. No good. It is short, but almost boarded by Esau. It is boarded by Esau. And he gives it to the middle of the lane, and Esau gets it again. He's going to call timeout if I was him, and they're going to give it to him. Good job by Braden Esau. That's senior leadership right there.
You want to just do the word of the day real quick?
Let's do it right now, guys.
All right, boondoggle, a useless, trivial piece of work. It's a waste of time. That's basically it.
Boondoggle.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's all we need. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with it. Boondoggle. B-O-O-N-D-O-G-G-L-E.
Oh, where's the? No, we don't have the clapping one.
Wait, yeah,
you
we
got
do.
it correct. No, we don't.
It's worth the theme song. Lucas bounces
Lucas-
back. He spells the word right.
And what may be his final word of the day, Lucas gets it right. Hats off to you, Lucas.
The boondoggling effect. I had boondoggled all season long. It had been a boondoggling season for me spelling-wise. And I come up in the clutch. Thank you for that word. Thank you for the word of the day segment, Cole. It is my favorite. Definitely a fan favorite as well. It's now Proctor, and he gives it to Richardson. Richardson to the corner to Schrader. His kick to Proctor. Proctor was looking for Schilling and now does give it to him. Schilling, he's got a pull-up jumper. Looks good. It is good. Nothing but net. Braden Schilling coming up with the clutch jumper there.
Yeah, he's kind of doing some of the same things that he was doing last night. He only had 2 points in the first half, but he's coming live. That's now 6 points in this second half. All of them come at very big times.
It's now Jaquez looking for Shingleton back door. Wasn't there. Got to be close to a 5, so he turns and shoots. No good. Boarded by Richardson. What a momentum shift there for the Swathers' favor, and it will now be Richardson to bring the ball up the court.
This is an absolutely huge possession for both teams. If Hessen can get a basket here, it'll be a tough way back for the Wildcats. If Wildcats can get a stop here, it'll go a long ways to bolstering their chances at winning this game.
You could not be more right, Cole. It's now Richardson to Proctor. And Proctor to Schilling in the corner. And Schilling just going to stand there. Nobody guarded him. Just over 2.5. The alley-oop! And Braden catches it, and the layup is good! The Swathers, that play has worked 4 different times tonight.
And as we said, that was a huge possession. Now a 9-point game a lot of these points coming from.
Oh, he misses the layup is Roper, and the board fought for it, but grabbed by Proctor, and it's gonna be knocked out of bounds by the.
What?
Oh wow! It could have been one of two calls, a foul or out of bounds off Haven, and the call that benefits Haven the most is the one they get, and I very much disagree.
I mean, we had a pretty good angle.
Very good angle.
I don't. What they're saying, what happened is Jake Proctor just chucked it out of bounds. That's basically what they're saying happened.
And so now it will be Roper up top with the ball. 2 minutes remaining here in the Sub-State Championship game. Wildcats in desperation for a basket. And why not go to the star? Roper drives, layup up, no good. His 5th O-board of the night, but taken away by the Swathers. It's Arnold, and they're gonna get a jump ball. Didn't get the timeout called in time. So it will remain with the Wildcats again, but Roper, his 5th offensive board, somebody gotta get a body on him.
Roper is definitely playing this game like it could be his last. I have loved every single second of intensity that he has brought tonight for this Wildcat team. It has really been a joy to watch.
I am in total agreement with you there, Cole.
And not only him, but also the other Wildcats. Jack was, Yoder playing amazing defensively, Shingleton. They're all playing very well right now.
So now the crowd, student section, trying to get him hyped. Could be a big stop here if they get it. Ed Proctor with the steal. Now they're on the ground fighting for the ball. Esau has possession, and he goes up. Oh! He's got Arnold. Arnold's gonna go. 2-step layup. It's good. Swathers up by 11 with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining, and a timeout by Haven, and that might just do it, Cole.
That is huge. What defense by the Swathers all season long.
Esau.
All season long. Offense sometimes being a little lackluster, a little stagnant. And when they need it the most, they get that defensive stop. They get the wide open layup. That defense of the Swathers asphyxiating.
And talk about this run, Cole, 19-5. Swathers killing it in the 4th quarter and the end of the 3rd quarter. Like Mr. Booznitz predicted.
Like Mr. Booznitz predicted.
Mr. Booznitz. Big. Oh man, Cole, that was an exciting play to call. Braden Esau has showed up and showed out. He had played this game like it was gonna be his last, and he's probably gonna get another because of it.
11 points up, 1 minute 45 left in the game. It's not over because of the ability of Haven to shoot the ball lights out, but it's gonna take Swathers, and the problem with Haven is they only have 2 fouls, so it's going to take 4 fouls before they're in the bonus. 5. And even then, they're still going to need 1 foul to actually get them in the line.
So 5 fouls before the Swathers actually
that's at least like 20 seconds minimum, taking out the clock.
So it'll be Haven basketball. Swathers just going to be in full court man. Add a little bit of spice to the defense, if you'd like to say it that way. And it's Roper. He's going to be working against Richardson, looking for a quick bucket. He's going to drive. Thought about the pull-up. Goes around Richardson. Richardson with the block. Richardson almost grabs it, but DJ Miller with the effort. Now it's Roper. He drives. His basket, no good. And it's going to go off the leg of Esau.
That's what it looked like.
Esau pleading his case, but Jake Proctor, great leadership there, told him, but no, don't do that. We have the lead. We're going to be okay. Just put a hand on his chest and said, no, bro, it's good.
Yeah, up 11, the last thing you want to do is get a technical foul or something and give them a chance to get 2 quick points and the ball back.
Exactly. It's now Roper again. He's going to drive. Kick 2, DJ Miller. DJ's 3
That's
is
huge.
Good. And a timeout by the Wildcats. So the Swathers, multiple opportunities to end up with that basketball. They don't, and it ends up with DJ Miller for the 3.
That is a huge shot. That gives Haven hope. Minute 15 left. It's still going to be tough to come back, especially the fact that they only have 2 fouls in this half. Usually that's a really good thing for your team. Not in this case. It's going to take a long time for them to get into the bonus. So I'd expect they're just going to try to go for steals because they can afford to, obviously. Oh, I'm out of breath, Lucas, up here.
I thought Nick was going to throw that fast break one down. I know he can, but a smart decision probably not to, in my opinion.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that in the Sub-State.
Ended up missing.
Yeah, that would be tragic.
Little disappointed he didn't, but you know what? I'm okay with it. So they do put Jackson Humphreys back in, his first action in a long time.
Probably for his free throw shooting ability.
Offense, defense here. And so these Swathers probably looking to get into Richardson, and they get to Proctor. Also a very good ball handler. Almost stolen by Shingleton, but gets him on the yard.
That was close.
Swathers burn 4 seconds, And the Wildcats inch 1 foul closer to that bonus. Still 4 away, though.
Yeah, and this is probably just, you're probably going to see basically the same play happen about 4 times.
And there's another foul there. About to see that about 3 more times. Will be Roper's first personal.
Yeah, you could try to send someone deep. I doubt they will, because
They get it into Richardson, being, actively hacked by Yoder. And that will be Yoder's second foul, as they are now only 2 fouls away, as the Swathers have eclipsed 8 seconds off the clock.
Gotta love basketball. Just the same thing over and over and over again.
Swathers looking to get it in somewhere. They get it to Schilling in the corner. Back to Humphreys, and Humphreys gets shoved and ends up throwing it out of bounds off the Wildcats.
That's actually huge. That's another 5 seconds and no foul there for the Wildcats, but they nearly got the steal there.
A little bit of a big brain play, but little brain play. Humphreys looking to get it in. He could call timeout, and he does get timeout.
Good presence of mind there. Good
Again.
Showing his senior leadership.
And his big brain. Jackson Humphreys has a big brain. Hasn't played much this game. Probably hasn't even eclipsed 5 minutes.
Bowl team competed in 10 total meets this year, which is less than what they would have participated in years prior. However, the team was still able to prove themselves in the meets that they did attend. They were undefeated in their first and only JV meet at Elyria Christian and won first place. The varsity team placed second at both Mound Ridge and Heston, then placed third at Goslar. Varsity then won first place at the Central Kansas League meet hosted by Nickerson. The season ended with a 4th place finish at regionals hosted by Douglas. Good job, everyone.
So we are back, and the Swathers now still 2 fouls away from the bonus. Just looking to get the ball inbounded, get those fouled twice. So it will be Humphreys to inbound, and he goes long, and he overthrows them, but ends up getting it into Arnold. And Arnold is fouled by DJ Miller. Humphreys almost overthrew.
I think he trusted in the speed of Nick Arnold, the high school running back.
Fast. He was.
And can we talk about that call from Coach Raleigh there?
Gutsy move.
I was kind of waiting for them to try it once, and then that timeout, and that worked pretty beautifully. Now they don't have to worry about getting up a steal and then a quick basket, and now they'll finally be going to the line after what seemed like an eternity of inbounding and fouling.
20 seconds. It was at 1:18, and it's down to 1 minute now as Esau enters the game for Jackson. That little bit of offense, defense there.
So. Right now, it's a free throw game for the Swathers. It's their game to win, or lose.
Their game to win or lose. Schilling's first free throw attempt, no good. Left it to the left, and boarded by DJ Miller. So
still a chance.
Haven still in it. Roper now on the other end. He's gonna drive. His shot up, no good. Boarded by Proctor.
There had to have been a foul.
There was no foul there. Proctor, arm across the face by Roper, put him on the floor. And they get a travel and no foul. He got tossed onto the floor by Roper.
After an arguable travel on Roper just seconds before as well.
So now it's Jaquez, goes to Yoder. Yoder's turnaround jumper is no good, boarded by Proctor. And as the term goes, ball do not lie, as Proctor will shoot free throws.
And that's a really tough possession to end up with no points on. If they get that down to, that would have been a 6-point or 5-point game at that point, but now it's still an 8-point game, potential to be a 10-point game if he makes both free throws.
Just got to make the first one, Cole. And he misses. Swathers now 0 for 2 on their 1-and-1 free throws.
Leaving the door open.
Roper, Euro, into the lane, bucket's good. Only 6 points now. The door has not yet closed on the Wildcats, and Raleigh is upset.
You know, honestly, I might put Braden Bruner in the game here.
He is a very good free throw shooter.
At this
Him
point,
or Humphreys.
Haven is only going. They're going for the fouls. They have no other choice at this point because they're so low on time. 35 seconds left, and Bruner is arguably the best free throw shooter on the team. So I would say put your best free throw shooter in the game. Give him or Humphreys the ball, as they are very capable from the line. Although Proctor typically is too. Just could be the pressure of the situation getting to him. Substate final sophomore year.
He's had quite the game though.
Absolutely. He's pretty much the reason he's part of the reason the Swathers are in this position in the first place.
Without Jake Proctor showing up and showing out, I could see it definitely being the other way around. The Swathers actually would be, in my opinion, could possibly be losing currently without the poise and play of Proctor.
He's put up 15 points.
They get it right into Schilling, and he gives to Esau. Got to get it, not the best free throw shooter for the Swathers.
Another huge 1-and-1.
Oh. Everybody on the, he just needs to make one of them. Push it to 7, so it's not 2 possessions. Just 1 free throw. But the Swathers 0 for their last 2. So it will be Braden Esau. No dribbles. Free throw is good. Braden Esau with the clutch free throws last night decides, let me run it back tonight.
And I don't know if he's ever hit a bigger free throw in his life there, Lucas.
I think you are totally right, Cole. As Schrader goes to the table, and Esau sinks them both. Braden Esau, we talked about it yesterday, not predominantly the Swathers' best free throw shooter, but now he has made 4 very, very clutch free throws for the Swathers between the last 2 nights.
That was huge. Now with 30 seconds left, down 8, they need a basket, and ASAP. Jaquez.
Oh, looks good.
Is good.
20 seconds left, and Haven is only down by 4.
5.
Oh, wow, good. Those free throws were big.
Yeah. Even one of them would have been huge, because that still would have been 2 possessions at that point. But both of them stretches it to 2 threes and a 2, which is harder than 1 3 and 2 twos if it would have been a 3-possession game at 7 points.
Haven just refuses to lie down and roll over and just give up hope. But
there's still a game. 25 seconds left, basically, 47-42. The problem is Swathers will be shooting 2 now.
That is true.
1 free throw will put them up 2 3-pointers, and 2 would put them up 3 possessions again. And at that point, it's going to be tough to come back unless they get a steal. If they get a steal, that's a whole different ball game.
And I am surprised that Jackson Humphreys is not on the court. Perhaps the Swathers, in my opinion, second best or best free throw shooter behind or equal with Braden Bruner, also on the bench. But yep, there's the foul. They're going to get it on Roper. If not, Richardson was going to go yam that one. So Richardson now, the Swathers' leading scorer, probably point average on the season leading scorer. Their leader has a chance to most likely ice the game with 2 makes. The free throw for Richardson up and no good, left it short. So the Swathers 2 for 5 here with under a minute left on their free throws. Like Cole said, it's theirs to lose. Richardson on his second one is good, nothing but net. A good one there. Now 2 threes cannot beat you, it can only tie you.
You didn't necessarily need both free throws there. Even one of those was huge. 3 basically ices, 2 still makes it very hard to come back. They need a 3 again really fast in this possession.
So Roper probably looking for Jaquez. He's just gonna drive his shot up, no good, boarded by Proctor, and that will probably do it, folks. If Proctor makes just one of these 2 free throws, it will push it to 3 possessions with 13 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 1 free throw, and it's pretty much the game.
And I don't know how much I like that decision by Haven to not go for the 3 there, Cole.
I mean, I understand going for a quick basket, but even that only puts you down 4, and I think I agree with you, Lucas.
So Proctor makes this one, avenging himself from the last missed free throw on the front end of that 1-and-1. Pushes his point total up to 16 for, I believe we nicknamed him the superintendent. Second one, nothing but net. 17 for the sophomore. He just, what a game. Like, what a game for Jake Proctor. Extremely proud of him. I'm very happy for him as well. As the I believe that we will win chant echoes from the Heston Swathers student section as they're bouncing up and down. having the time of their lives. It's a packed student section, and I was telling you in that timeout, Cole, it makes my heart happy to see the stadium like this. It will be Roper. He drives. His pull-up is no good. Throws it off the backboard. It's Jaquez. His shot is good. And Haven will take another timeout with 2.2 remaining.
I think that's probably to get the seniors either subbed out of the game or subbed into the game. I don't know what they'll do. That's basically just for senior recognition, I would guess.
Assume.
Obviously down 6. Yeah,
it takes 2 seconds for the ball to travel from your hand to the hoop, so. But man, Cole, think of how far we've come. I mean, a year ago, this week, we were getting put into our 2-week lockdown. At the beginning of the school year, I never would have imagined being able to be in this atmosphere again. Given this chance that we took so for granted last year, just to be here and to listen to the crowd roar and watch the players, it's been a dream come true.
Absolutely, I could not agree more with you. And I do want to give a shout out to all these Haven players. Played their heart out tonight. Just fell just short to a really solid Hesston team. Nothing to be ashamed of. They left it all out here. Played a very good tournament, very good season, and you got to respect them for it.
And Cole, there would be no other way that I'd like to spend my possibly last game as the full court pass goes to Proctor. What a poetic ending to this game played by the sophomore that he ends with the ball in his hands.
Absolutely. We will get you your post-game recap after this.
And so that is how it ends. The Hesston Swathers will be sub-state champions after watching their girls have that heartbreaking loss against Halstead earlier. But for the Haven Wildcats, just want to give a special shout out to seniors Skylar Shingleton, Nathan Schmidt, Benaya Yoder, Javon Miller, Darby Roper, Zane Jaquez, and Hunter Barlow. What a great 4 years they had. They played their hearts out tonight, Cole, and I am very proud of them.
Absolutely. There you see the Swathers holding up that sub-state championship for the first time in a pretty long time.
It's 4 years, I believe. No, 5.
They haven't put it up. This is the first time in our high school career.
Well, I think it's been over 5 years since they've won sub-state. Because my 8th grade year, they lost to Cheney, and then they never won it in my high school career.
Was it 2015 when they made it and lost the collegiate first round?
Yes, 2015. So 6 years. That was a tough draw that year.
That
we were
was.
the 1 seed and got collegiate as the 8.
So great performance put on by the Swathers. Final score update for the game: Braden Esau 2, Ty Schrader 5, Jake Proctor 17, Braden Schilling 10, Casey Richardson 11, Jackson Humphreys 1, Nick Arnold 4. For the Wildcats, Darby Roper 10, Zane Jaquez 22, DJ Miller with 6, Hunter Barley with 4, and I'm missing 2 points from someone somewhere, I think.
Did you get Jaquez's basket that we just saw?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
30, 10, 20. I'm missing 2 points somewhere.
That's okay. It happens sometimes, Cole. But what a game it was. And if it was our last game together, Cole, which hopefully we get to do the state game that is here next Tuesday.
Keisha, if you're listening, please, we will do anything.
Well, I would do anything for you to let me have the streaming rights to this game. It would be an honor to do that. But Cole, if this was our last game together, I have enjoyed my time so much, and it has been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. It's been a good ride. We had over like 475 viewers at one point tonight. That's pretty insane. Granted, based off what we started off with last year, I'm sure it was nowhere near that.
We averaged probably 70 to 80 viewers last year.
We've come a long way.
think COVID has helped that a little bit. But
Probably a little bit.
little shove from COVID there, but
Player of the game, Jake Proctor,
man.
gotta be right.
cannot give that kid enough praise. Jake Proctor, the superintendent, as we nicknamed him, I think like 4 or 5 games ago when he dropped 12. Definitely our player of the game. And for me, also, I want to give special recognition to senior Braden Esau, who absolutely went off on the defensive end and rebounding and hit those 2 clutch free throws when nobody else could. And the Swathers coming out of the locker room, greeted by the student section. It's a great sight. Cole, and I missed it.
It's good to bring that back to Heston. Heston needed it. We haven't really had much success on the sports level other than volleyball forever, but even like these last 2 years. It's good to bring a sub-state championship back to Heston.
It was indeed, Cole. Do you have any final thoughts?
I do not.
And that will end the night. This has been Cole Dutchendorf and Lucas Roth on the Swather Sports Network, and it has been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do for us. Thank you to our crew and Miss Gaston, and we will see you guys hopefully next Tuesday. If not, it's been a heck of a ride.
Baseball season, baby.